Evening, folks, on this election eve in Walton County, Florida. I hope if you haven't already voted, first and foremost, I hope everybody votes. We usually have a low turnout here in Walton County. I mean, we need more folks helping us make decisions here in Walton County. But I hope you vote if you haven't voted already. Tomorrow, show our strength at the polls. There's a tax referendum out there. I call it the Walton County Citizens Tax Referendum that was unanimously put on the ballot by our so-called Republican commissioners. And I want to recap some things because, trust is a big thing for me, and it should be. We're trusting these folks with our money. We're trusting these folks with our assets. We're trusting these folks to make decisions on our safety and our infrastructure and how this county moves forward. Trust is a big word. It's something that's earned, not automatically given, just because you're elected. But let's go ahead and let's recap a little bit. We've got over $3 million in the hole and counting on a golf course. And instead of, regrouping, putting a tourniquet on it, we add a restaurant to it. So I don't know how much we're in the hole now. No pun intended. Our next pet project is going to be the DFS airport. Don't know what kind of shell game we're going to play there with funding. Maybe that's part of that including but not limited to verbiage on that referendum. County credit card misuse. Sexual harassment lawsuit. Ethics complaints. I've already mentioned the PAC fund. Suppressed public comment by, our chairman. Let's see here. Years of additional revenue, but infrastructure ignored. Folks, we didn't get in this situation overnight. We have elected like-minded, good old boy, status quo establishment folks for years and years. That's our fault. It's our fault. They were good salesmen, and we fell for it. I did. Glidewell had me at hello in 2018. I don't know what's happened since then, but let's move on. Instead of helping the situation, we continue to rubber stamp big development by the BLCC. It bewilders me that the root cause of our issues is big development. And instead of, holding back a little bit and kind of regrouping and getting a actual priority list, going through current funding, going through budgets, and putting that priority list together, we continue to okay big development on rezoning. This Patterson project, I'm sure it's going to go through. I guess Boots is oblivious to traffic around here and that intersection. I went out there and did a traffic count myself. I'm sure y'all have seen the video. Because the last time that a traffic study was done, and now get this, folks, the last time a traffic study was done in that area and in the main entrance of Hammock Bay was during COVID, folks. When everybody's in their house, when COVID first, came to fruition, that's when a traffic study. The last traffic study was done. And that's what they're going by. There might be a new one out there now because I stirred up the pot, but that's how we roll. But evidently Boots says it's okay. He's already voted yes the last time, so let's see what happens this go around. But that's what they do. They continue to approve big development, and that is the cause. Big development needs to be part of the cure. I don't know how much they need to put in a kitty. You know what? But that conversation needs to be started. If they're the cause, they can help with the cure. Let's see here. We've had huge county wage increases. D1 commissioner is playing Pimp My Office with a $60,000 remodel. We have misleading statements on a state funding application for a project that is right next to a major middle Walton developer. And 2 elected officials admitting guilt. We have, we have frat house playtime when we go to conferences. Totally embarrassing, folks. Totally embarrassing. We play the dating game. Who we're going to text and who we want to date within the county, whichever day of the week it is. These are all confirmed on, on text messages. Look up the Maxwell versus the Walton County. There's some folks named on there too, and I think there's another lawsuit coming down the pipe. But we're delivering ex-county employees naked to ex-county attorneys' doors. Really, folks? And supposedly the same, allegedly the same DoorDash commissioner used the N-word and described a group of folks as monkeys. Now this is allegedly, and apparently there's going to be text messages on this. I haven't seen those, but we have seen the dating game text messages that a commissioner was doing. Folks, you just can't. Just Alan says it best, but you just can't make this stuff up. It's insane. It is insane. We got mileage reimbursement discrepancies. You know what, folks? We're broke and we don't have no money for the infrastructure. So you know what we do? Besides the golf course, the restaurant, approving all the big developments, all the other stuff. You know what we do? We let a for-profit company utilize our assets, be it county buildings, water towers, well towers, for their bottom line. WildStar comes in here and they can, free of charge, when other tech companies pay a little bit of money for that real estate monthly. Now, okay, maybe we're getting a discount. Maybe the citizens of Walton County are going to get a discount because they're using our property. No, folks. They're not giving us nothing extra. But again, I'm going to give Freeport kudos because we got some mad negotiators on that city council. Mad negotiators. At least they got $1 per month per tower. It's $1 more than the county got. So Kudos, Freeport City Council. Kudos. But this is our leadership, folks. This is not a Republican problem. This is not a Democratic problem. This is not an independent problem. This is a Walton County citizens problem. It shouldn't matter what party you're affiliated with. Accountability and being responsible with our tax dollars is a must. And these shenanigans that's going on, embarrassment. We all should be embarrassed. Yeah, I'm a Republican, but you know what? I'm not going to fall on a damn sword for these guys. There's no Republican sword that I would fall on for sexual harassment, giving away the farm on our equipment. I'm not going to go through all that stuff, but you guys get it. That, it's tough. It's tough. But we got a big decision to make. It's a big decision. We got another bigger decision in 2024. Do we want to continue with this good old boy establishment status quo crap that we've been dealing with for years? Or is it really time to make a change? I feel it is. We need to think about that for the next 2 years. And then in that election, vote accordingly. But tomorrow, we need to tell these nice gentlemen, and I say that very loosely, hell no, you're not going to get an extra $40 million a year from us with this history, with this kind of history. Again, if I can't trust you, I ain't going to give you nothing. It's just that simple. If they had a better record with how they spent our money, I mean, hell, folks, we were thinking about, what was it, last year? We were thinking about buying millions of dollars worth of antique tractors and building a museum and all this stuff. I'm assuming so, some kind of warehouse or whatever, so people can buy a ticket to go look at a WD-40 or whatever you want to call them. So I guess we weren't broke back then. But these are the decisions that are being made on our behalf. I am not one of those citizens that Mr. Barker wants to chime out about, that we should just sit back and let them do what they do because we don't understand. Well, you know what? There's a lot of us that want to understand, and there's a lot of us that are getting engaged and going to be involved. And the last thing I want to say on this, because I want to keep this short, under 15 minutes. I had a few folks coming up to me the past few weeks, actually. Wanted to know if I'm afraid or scared because I'm very boisterous on my opinions based on my records requests and history that I've looked up, because these are big players. These are big time developers. These are big time good old boys. You know what? Nah, I ain't scared. Don't really care what they think. I'm not going to be invited to any of the BOCC's Christmas parties at their house. I don't think I'm going to get any Hallmark Christmas cards from any developers. So I really don't care. I'm not anti-development. I just want the horse before the cart, folks. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think it's too much to ask for our leadership to be responsible and accountable. You know, it seems to me it's donkey democracy is what I think it's what it looks like. It's do as I say, not as I do. It's believe what we tell you, and it's mushroom transparency. It's exactly what it is. Keep us in the dark and feed us crap, folks. It's time. It's time to send a message tomorrow, and then in 2024, it's time to send another message. Everybody have a good night. God bless, and go vote. See you guys.